We get the question all the time on my ditch witch machine, how do I break loose the Saverlok on the machine to replace it? So on virtually all the ditch witch machines, you're gonna have your breakout tool. Normally, it's sitting here. What you're gonna do first is you're gonna need a torch. The torch will have to have a larger rosebud on it. You actually have to use a decent amount of heat, depending on how long it's been on there. Some of the biggest problems is guys are trying to break it loose and they just don't have a torch with enough heat. Sometimes it takes a lot. You're gonna put your torch here, but you are going to angle it away from all of your hard lines and your seals. So while you're torching here, you might get this first spot nice and red. And then slowly, it helps if somebody sits on the seat and very slowly uses the rotation and heats. So we want to heat and swell up all right here so that it is very, very, very hot. You may see smoking, but the idea is this is where it needs to get hot. Once it is hot, we are going to go back and we're going to use our breakout tool and we're going to put it over top of the Saverlok so it's holding here, right at your hex here. You're going to bring the system all the way forward. Now on your tool, this will be held with the front vise. The front vise needs to be shut. And then you will use the breakout on the machine to spin and to break it out. You will, if it's hot enough, you will hear a big pop that it came off. Now at that point, this is considered a nut. You will actually spin this piece off and it will come completely off. You slide it out. Now, when it comes time to putting one back on, at the end of this Saverlok, you will have some splines on this. And then there will be a couple different channels on the end of the shaft. Again, underneath this. You will line up the splines on this Saverlok exactly with the channels on your shaft. Get them exact. Now there's a couple different ways to do this. Probably the easiest way to do this is to hold the new Saverlok with the rear vise. And then all you're gonna do is push the carriage forward while watching it, making sure it's lining those splines up. And you should just be able to press the O-ring in. And then what you'll do is you'll take your nut, you'll thread it over the end here, and then we can go back to using our tool to kind of thread this and tighten the nut back onto the Saverlok. And that's all there is to it. Again, most of our issues we get is because guys just don't use enough heat, but be very careful about the direction that you direct your heat. You want to get the direction of the heat away from the carriage, the body of the carriage, as best as possible.